Hello everyone. Okay, can you please confirm? Are you getting my voice?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Fine. So, first of all, Happy New Year, everyone, right? And let's continue today with the topic. So, in the last session, we discussed about data types, correct? And if I'm not wrong, we have discussed about typecasting also, how we can convert one type of data into another type, correct? So there are technically three different ways, okay, where you can able to make conversion. So one is primitive to primitive. When it comes to primitive conversion, it is all about all the primary data type you are able to convert from one type to another type, correct? And in fact, there are two other types available, implicit and explicit. When it comes to implicit conversion, it is all about smaller size of data we are trying to convert into large size, correct? So it's all about like integer is having 4 byte and we are trying to hold that information into 8 byte container. It's like long. So int to long conversion whenever you perform, that is called implicit. So automatic conversion, implicit conversion, and it is always taken care by the JVM. So you don't need to worry about that kind of conversion. But sometimes what we need to do, any large size of information we need to convert into small size, and that is called explicit forceful conversion, right? And there you need casting operator. Without casting operator you will not able to convert, okay, that particular data. So we have seen already few examples for explicit, in fact for implicit conversion. And today it is time to understand what is wrapper class, how we can convert any object information into primitive and any primitive data into object. So very first, in Java, we have a very special class available that is called wrapper class. Okay, let me show you this particular data. So let me make it slideshow. Yeah, and just have a look. What is wrapper class first of all? So for every primitive data, we have a separate class available in Java. Okay, wrapper class is always help you, okay, to keep your data in the form of object. Means somewhere what happened, the exact use of wrapper class you will understand in our collection framework, which will be learning in the Java. Okay, so collection is what? It is a group of object where you can store, that is called collection framework. Okay, but group of object can be a type of integer, it can be a number, it can be a character, it can be a string. So how exactly you can hold that data? So if I wanted to hold character type of data, I will be converting or I will be using, okay, object for that particular character type. Means here you are able to write what? Simple character class. Whenever character type of data you wanted to hold, it is possible only with the help of character class. So wrapper class is a special class in Java. For every primitive, we have a separate class available, and these classes are important and easy to remember also, because as per the type only we have these classes. For Boolean primitive, we have a Boolean class. Char primitive, we have a character class. For byte, we have a byte. Short, we have a short. For int, we are having integer class. Correct? Long, again same. Float is there. Double is there. So for almost every primitive, we have a separate wrapper class available. And these wrapper classes will help you to keep your information in the form of object. Now guys, how we can convert any primitive information in the form of object or object in the form of primitive, right? Let's understand that part. So when it comes to the wrapper class part, here I will be giving you few examples. Okay, so you will understand. Let's talk about week number 2 again, and I will be first creating a class. Okay, let me just create a class wrapper class demo. Now just have a look. Suppose I'm having some primitive type, okay? And main concept is what, whenever you are converting any primitive type into object type, right? It is called autoboxing in Java. And then suppose any object you are converting in the form of primitive, that is called unboxing in Java, okay? Mainly, we have few methods to understand, like int value, double value. What are these methods? I will help you for that. What is exactly parsing technique? And parsing technique is applicable for the string type of data. So what is string type of data, right? Which is non-primitive, which not comes under primitive part. So that part also we'll be learning today. So focus. This topic is important, and this we will be using in automation also. So the first point is, suppose what I'm going to show you, suppose you have any primitive type and you are converting primitive to object. Okay. So how exactly you are converting primitive to object, and that concept actually we call autoboxing. Correct. So let me just write autoboxing concept. So the concept is what? Suppose I'm having integer x is equal to 100. Everybody knows that this is just the integer value. Okay, but it is primitive because I have declared int and I wanted to convert into object. So for integer, we have a integer wrapper class. Okay, so I'm writing here integer wrapper class. Now these classes are very special. Whatever methods are there, all the methods are static method. So if you remember, we learned in the last session one more rule. If you have any class, okay, and whose contain all the static method, then static method we can directly call by taking its class name, correct? So we don't need to create an object here. What I can do, if I wanted to call any static method, class name dot operator, and I can call that method. Okay. Now which method we can call, which will convert this complete integer data in the form of object. So I wanted to show you primitive to object, correct? So here you can check that method name. So there are multiple methods available in this class. If I can show you one more time and let me expand it. See, multiple methods you will get, okay? But we need some method which will convert this entire data in the form of integer type of object. So what I'm going to do, if you can see here, we have a parsing technique also available. But before parse, if I can just come to int method, okay, we have, see, we have value of method, and in fact we are having this particular method, right? Parsing method. Currently, if I just use parsing method, then parsing method requires some string type of data to be passed. Current data is integer type. So I need to pass integer data, and this data should be converted in the form of object. So what I'm going to do, if I can show you here, so we have this value of method. If you can see, in value of method, I can pass int type of data. And what is return type of this method? Just have a look. This return type is integer type of object. Means I will do what? I will take value of where I'm passing x as a particular variable. And what is the return type of this statement? This statement returns me integer type of data. So here I can declare integer, okay, I1. So at this moment, this x information which was primitive, I have successfully converted this entire right hand side in the form of object. And now I'm storing into integer object. So next time if I wanted to print this integer object, I will write primitive to object. Okay, primitive to object. And here I can store that I1. That's it. So whenever you are printing, you will see the same number. Number will not change, right? So we are not changing any data. We are just changing the type of that data. So currently, whatever this 100 it is, what is this? I can say this is the object. This is not a primitive now. Just have a look how you will confirm that. Please understand, x is an integer, right? When I say x dot, I can't access anything. Why? Because it is just a primitive. But now I1 we have converted, x we have converted in the form of I1, and I1 is an integer type which is object. I mean integer type of object. So whenever I write I1 dot, see I can access again method from that same type of class. Means primitive data we have converted in the form of object. And this concept is called autoboxing. Clear? So you need to understand this part. Whenever normal variable is there, from that normal variable you can't access any other information. But if you have any object type of data, then definitely from that object, and if you put dot operator, immediately you can access anything from that class. So currently x variable, which I have converted successfully in the form of integer type of object. Absolutely type should be compatible. Here we are not converting integer to float. Here we are converting primitive to object. Now just consider one more example. Suppose I'm writing here character data, okay? Character C1, it is equal to, let me write capital A, okay? And this is primitive, we know that. So C1 we are going to convert in the form of character type of object. So I will be writing character. That is a wrapper class. Dot operator. And let's see, we have this value of method again. Got it? So in value of method, I can pass what? Simple character data. And what is the return type? See, return type is character type of object. So I can take value of, I will pass C1 here and I will declare this entire data as a character type. And where I'm writing this what? CH. Okay. Now CH is what? This is the object. Character is a class name. And for class name, what is the variable I declare? CH. So at this moment, I will say CH is the object. So if I put dot operator, see again, I can access all the method from that particular object. So this is how you can convert any primitive data in the form of object, and that is possible with the help of wrapper class. Please tell me, are you clear with the topic? Better I will write primitive to object, correct?
Ma'am,
Yes.
why there is a need to convert this primitive to object? Like
Okay.
just for calling purpose,
Yeah.
as it is getting
Sometimes,
converted into object?
yes. Sometimes what happen? Okay. The thing is, this is the topic which we are understanding. In programming, there are multiple, things are there where you are going to reuse this concept. Like example, generally primitive to object conversion, this type of conversion, we don't need an automation. But this topic is related to, Java. That
Mm.
is important. Second part is what? As I told you, wrapper class exact use you will understand whenever you will start learning collection framework. Because in collection, we can't store information in the form of primitive. So if I ask you, okay, create a list which can hold only integer type of object. In that case, you will be not writing int type of list. You will be creating list in the form of integer type of object. Are you getting my
Okay.
point?
Okay.
So all these wrapper classes you will get to know, okay, how to use it in real time. That is exactly you will be using in automation, that concept. But this
Okay.
topic is for your interview, how we can convert. So we have a value of method where you can convert primitive to object. Got it?
Okay.
Right. So if I just print C1, definitely data remains same, but what type of data it is now? So when I say A is not a character type, means simple primitive. Now this is a object, correct? This information, which is a character type of object. That is what the meaning. So this concept is related to only primitive. So if you have any primitive data, double, float, you can try. Double data you can convert to into double wrapper class. Means concept is what? You need to understand for every primitive, we have a separate classes available. And this conversion is possible with the help of which method? Value of method. Are you getting my point? You can just focus value of method and it is possible. But let me show you one more thing. Suppose now what I'm going to do, I will store first integer object type data. Means, suppose I'm having this one. If I say integer, okay, let me just write here A. Okay, integer A is equal to, let's say, 200. Now tell me, if I ask you what is this data? Anybody? What is this data? Is it a int primitive data or it is a object? What do you think? At this moment,
It's
if I declare
primitive data.
this is primitive data, sure. See,
Yes.
why it is primitive? My first question. If the primitive declaration we do in this manner, right? Then I can say it is a primitive data, correct? This is my primitive data. But if I declare A is a type of what? Integer. And what is integer? It's a class.
Class.
So we can't say it's a primitive. Actually, it is an object. Got it? Clear this part. So currently, whatever data I'm having, what type of data it is, I'll say A is a object, which is a type of integer. Got it? Now, if I wanted to convert in the form of primitive, see how come it is possible A is a object? How you will able to confirm it? Just put the dot operator. See, I can access now. Only object has a capability to access everything from that class. When you put a dot operator, you will able to access everything from that integer class. And that's the reason here it is confirmed that A is a object. A is not a normal data. Got it? But I wanted to convert this object in the form of same primitive. How it is possible? So here, what exactly topic we are learning? I'm having now currently data is a object type. I wanted to convert object into primitive. And then how it is possible? So here comes value, like previously we learned value of method. Now, whatever type you wanted to convert, we have a specific method for that type. Means here, if I just put A, and if I just say I wanted to convert in the int type, then here you will get this int value method. Got it? Int value method, where you can see you will be just getting that data will convert and return type of the data will be int, means primitive type. And you don't need to pass that value over there. What you are doing, you are directly calling method from that object. Here what we learn, we created class, right? Class, and then we are calling value of method, where we are passing that primitive, and then you are getting the result in the form of object. But here what we have to do, we have to directly call a method who will return you primitive type of data. Means I will write a dot int value. Okay, let me just write a dot int value. And whenever I use this method, okay, the return type of this method is a primitive type. See, int. That's the reason I can declare integer, and I can say this is y variable. See, y is a normal variable this time, correct? So if I put y dot, you will not able to access anything, because we have converted object now in the form of primitive, and primitive data it is. That's why, because of that, I'm not able to call anything from that class. Got it? So what is this conversion? With the help of int value method, you are able to convert any object information in the form of primitive, correct? But you need to remember the method. So int value, let's say if it is a character, then we have simple character value, correct? Similarly for long, we have long value. Similarly for byte, we have a byte value. So all these methods are ready-made, which you can call as per the type. So currently what happens? Now y is a primitive, and here I can print object. Okay, object to primitive conversion. And object to primitive conversion, here I can just write, okay, this is a y. So at this moment, if you run, y will be 200. But what type of 200 it is? Now I can see it is just a primitive number. This is not an object like a previous data. Previously, int data we have converted in the form of integer. Now we are converting integer data in the form of int. So try to understand the type conversion. What exactly we are converting now? Currently we are learning object related things. Any object if you have, how you are converting in the form of primitive. Any primitive if you have, how you are converting in the form of object. But this is related to primitive data in real time. Okay. I will show you the example what exactly we are going to do and why this topic is important to learn. So first tell me, this part is clear. Suppose I'm giving you another example. Suppose let's write long. Okay. Currently I'm writing long, and which is my object. So long L1, and suppose I'm holding this number. Hmm? And what I wanted to do, currently this number is a long type, right? But this is what object type. If I can say L1 dot, see, I can access everything from that long wrapper class. So L1 is the object. But L1 I wanted to convert in the primitive, long primitive. Then I'm writing L1 dot, and see, there is a direct method, na long value. As I told you, int value, long value, char value, plus we are having what? Some other type, byte value. Let's say we are having float, then float value. All these methods are common. So whenever I use long value method, that data will be converted in the form of primitive long. So I'm just writing long, and here I'm writing suppose double L, better L2. Hmm? And now what happens? See, previously L1, when you put dot operator, you are able to access everything because L1 is an object. But after conversion, if I try to call anything, L2 dot, you will not able to access anything because L2 is now primitive data. So what happens here? Currently, I can again write this is the object to primitive conversion. And guys, here better if I can just print L2. So that value remains same, right? But type of value now become primitive. Got it? So this is how you need to understand primitive and object conversion. But the point is, okay, this concept we can call, okay, unboxing. But the point is, in real time, we generally don't work with the primitive things. When you talk about web application testing, every web application, that's a real world projects. correct? Every web application and whatever functionalities you are going to follow and whatever data you will enter inside that application, that will be real time object. Means suppose I wanted to perform, let's say, some online shopping, right? What I will do, I will use e-commerce application. I will search a product, okay? I will add it into cart, I will make a payment, and I will purchase that product. But whenever I will make a payment, in fact, if there is a login compulsory required, like in Amazon also, first of all, you can search, you can do lot of things, but at the time of buying that product, you need to log in, correct? And where I can pass my real data. So real data, it is nothing but we are working only and only with object. We don't work with the primitive part, correct? So guys, this topic is important whenever you are interacting with the object thing. Now just observe the question, okay? Suppose what I'm having one question, okay? Let's say one message I'm having. I have purchased some product and I got one message. Let's say this is a bill message, okay? And what the bill message it is, okay? Current purchase with current purchases with, let's say, 5,000 5,000 rupees. Let me just write in this way. Now, this is the complete string type of message I'm having. That current purchase is with 500 or 5,000 rupees. Okay, fine. But as a tester, we just wanted to confirm that whatever bill it is, whatever amount it is, whether that amount is accurate amount or not. Okay. So my total amount is 5,000 and I should get a same message that current purchase with what? Same amount. Means here you need to compare that amount thing. Now, where is the amount in the message? 5,000. What is your scenario? Just test the bill message whether it is accurately matching with the current amount. What is your question, everyone? Listen carefully. Just test the bill message whether that amount it is accurately matching with your current bill. And what is the current bill? Current bill is 5,000 rupees. And you can see the message is coming. But as a tester, how you will test it? That current bill amount is 5,000 or not? How you will test it? Is it only by observing? No. We need to write a logic. Out of this entire string, I will be just holding this much, right? So first of all, I wanted to separate out only amount from that bill. Whenever you will have a amount, that amount you need to validate. Now tell me, this is your entire string type of data. Agree? What type of data it is? Bill message is a string type, correct? If I separate out this number, what this number it is? At this moment, this number it is what? It is your actual object, right? Real time data. So I can say currently if I just hold, then it will be like this amount. Amount is what? 5,000, right? Current amount is 5,000. And now the question is, first, just validate this amount, whether it is matching with 5,000 or not. How you will test it? The point
Convert
is conversion.
convert bill
Somewhere,
message to integer type
exactly.
and then
Exactly. So initially I want this integer amount, na? But currently it is a completely, whenever I'm writing as a string type, it is an object. There I need to convert, okay, that object information in the form of primitive because I just wanted to convert or verify this amount, whether it is matching with my current bill. Are you understanding? So this part we do in real time. So there you need this kind of concept. You should know, okay, yes, or integer, because this is an integer object. I can say, okay, at this moment it is a string type of object. So what type of conversion we needed here? Can I say string to integer? Yes or no? I need na string to integer conversion. Why string? Because see guys, string is a class in Java. String is not a data type. Remember. So string is a class. And for this class, bill message is a object name. What I can say, whenever you declare any variable for any class, just remember a rule. Any variable, when you declare for any class, that variable called reference variable, or we can just call it as object. Currently, this variable holds this message. So I just wanted to convert my string data in the form of integer. So can I say again, it is similar object to primitive conversion? Agree? This is your object to primitive. And this is possible in Java. Okay. In fact, in automation, we do in this manner. So if I wanted to show you this code, I can show you right now. Okay. But we haven't learned yet Okay, how we can separate out from the string any particular data. Second thing, you need to understand string to integer, how you will convert, because we have learned previously integer type to integer conversion, long type to long conversion. But how to learn string to integer conversion? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Most common type you will get in the real time automation, that is a string type of data. And most of the time we are converting string to primitive only. Are you getting my point? So this scenario, anyways, I will be covering whenever we will understand, okay, our string class method. Because you need to understand how we can separate out. Just for now, just to show you, okay, I will explain you what exactly I will do. So the first point is, I will apply here just to complete this scenario. Okay, I'm writing this code. So bill message, I will apply here one method, which is split method. Okay, so we have in string split method available. You can just split this message, okay, into multiple, we can say, strings, and depends on some regular expression, means some matching pattern. Here I can see 5,000 I can separate out with respect to some space. So I will just apply here little bit space. But where is that 5,000 amount is available? Whenever you will apply split method, technically what is the concept? The message will be converted in the form of string type of array. Now guys, we haven't discussed yet what is array. So kindly wait to understand this topic. But let me explain how I can validate. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I will check the location. So normally array holds data at the index position. This is the zeroth position, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will just apply, I want fourth position data, and that will be string. I'll say this is amount. Okay. Or I will just say bill amount. Okay. Done. Now what I will do? I will convert this bill amount in the form of primitive amount. But how it is possible? So we need to understand method. These methods I will be covering now. But let me show you the code. Bill amount dot, and we are having directly method. If I wanted to convert in the form of better integer, so I will use integer wrapper class. Okay, we don't have a direct method. I will use integer wrapper class. There I will use parse int. I will pass bill message, not bill message. I will pass bill amount at this moment. And then that bill amount will be converted in the form of amount. I will write here amount. Okay. Now this part I have completed. So actual amount here, it will be 5,000. Are you getting my point? And then guys, I will able to compare it. So I can write some kind of conditional statement where I can match current amount whether it is matching to 5,000. If it is matching, I will be writing, okay, test pass, test pass, and here I will write, okay, amount is better, amount is, and that amount we can able to print here. That's it. This is how I will write a logic. So this scenario I will able to cover in this manner. But for this, you need to understand typecasting. Can you see that? See, I'm getting the current amount. So means I have separate out that amount first of all from that string using split method. Then I have converted, and then I'm just going to validate the amount. So this is happen in the real time. But now let me come to this part. So whatever topic I have discussed, this is related to automation. Agree? But firstly, what we learn? How to convert any primitive to object, any object to primitive. Now, most of the time in real time scenarios, we use string type of data. So I will be now explaining to you how to convert any string to primitive. Okay, first I will explain string to primitive and primitive to string. Chalo, everyone, are you understanding the topic now? Tell me. Clear now? So we'll be learning this, okay? Because we haven't discussed yet what is array, okay? How to apply this split method. There are multiple methods which I will be covering in string class, in fact in array also. We'll be talking about these topics in detail. Okay, even conditional statements we haven't covered yet. So just kindly wait for understanding this scenario. But just with the explanation, I mean because of the topic, I'm just covering this part. Okay. So even though if anybody is not clear with this, what exactly I did, So kindly wait. You will understand. But before learning this, let me come to this topic. So most of the real time we are doing string conversion only, right? So what is string? Yeah. Now let's talk about few things about a string class. First, everyone listen carefully. When it comes to string, string is not a primitive type. It is actually non-primitive. Okay. When it comes to the non-primitive, technically in Java, what is a string? Then I will say string in Java, which is a class. Okay. And this is very special class. So generally how you declare a string? See, suppose I declare a string like this. Normally we declare in this way, okay, string. And technically string is a collection of characters. So if I just write string name is equal to, suppose I'm writing Raj. Okay, that is a name. Now, internally, how it is representing if string is a collection of character, okay, collection of characters. So in every programming language, collection of similar type of data we can hold with the help of array. Okay. So technically, whenever I write this statement, string name is equal to Raj, actual representation will be like this. It is, I can say, character name, which is an array, and array holds this information, Raj. R will be separate character, comma A will be separate character, comma J will be separate character. And let me tell you, here whenever it comes to the array is what? Collection of similar type of data. Array holds every character at specific index position. And in Java, indexing start with 0. Means R position will be 0th position, A position will be 1, and J position will be 2. This is what index in Java. Okay. So whenever you declare any string, internal representation will be character type of array. This is a fact. Okay. And this is the main part. But now we need to understand whenever you are writing in this manner, what is the technical meaning of this particular statement? So guys, internally it holds like a array, but when it comes to the technical meaning, let me tell you, string is a class. Okay. For any class, whenever any variable you declare, that is called reference variable, or you can just call it as object name. Correct? In shortcut. After equal to sign, whatever you have declared here, right? Technically, this is our object. So string is a class. So whatever type of data you are writing, that's the object only. Real time data. That is your object only. Clear? So right hand side always hold the object. Left hand side always hold the reference only. Clear? So this is the main part which you need to remember. And remember, anything you declare into double quote that will be considered as a string only in Java. So guys, based on this understanding, okay, now I'm writing some string statement and you just need to tell me which one is exact accurate statement to declare a string. Okay, please have a look. I'm writing first, same string name is equal to Raj. Okay, suppose I'm writing string name is equal to 100, string name is equal to, okay, this can be anything. Okay, so example name 1, name 2, name 3, this can be anything. A B C D also you can write, so it doesn't matter. I'm writing 35 into 30, I mean dot 30. I'm writing one more string declaration, name 4 is equal to empty. I'm writing one more, suppose name 5 is equal to, let's say A. Can you guys tell me, out of this 5 statement, which statement is correct? What do you think? Hmm?
I think all are correct.
Yes. So the concept is what? In Java, okay, anything you declare into double quote that will be represented as a string. So it doesn't matter what data it is holding. Try to understand. It is a non-primitive, right? So Raj, that particular it is, I can say collection of character. Perfect. So here I can say this way, right? It will hold like this, R, A, and J. Correct? So how it holds 100? In the same way, guys. It is a collection of character. 1 will be hold, then 0 will be hold, then again 0 will be hold. So anything you declare inside a double quote, this is a valid representation for string. It can be collection of character. It can be this number also possible. Yes, all the things, all the statements are correct only. We can declare empty string like this. We can declare any number like this also possible. But the point is, we know that 100 is a number, right? But here it represents simple as a string. So here we need to understand how we convert that number into in its original format. Because we know number is a primitive, right? It's an integer. How you will convert it, and that is what we'll be learning here. So the first point is currently whatever examples I have written, all strings are valid strings only. But the point is how we will convert now. So please have a look. Now I'm explaining first on a board and then we will see the practical. So I'm writing same, okay, string. Suppose I'm writing name and here I'm writing 100. But we know that 100 is not a exactly, the string type of data or correction of character. It is primitive. And yes, what primitive it is? Can I say it is an integer? Means I will be showing you string to integer conversion. Got it? So first of all, whatever type of data it is, we'll be using for that data wrapper class. Okay? How it is possible? Conversion, it is only with the help of wrapper class. So guys, I will be writing my statement in this manner. I'm taking different color. So this is my string data. I wanted to convert in the form of integer, right? Normal primitive. Then I will be using first wrapper class. In integer, we have a parse method. Okay, the method name is, every method starts with parse, prefix. You'll be just writing parse and there is a int, parse int, where you are passing string type of data. So currently name, which is holding this string type of data. 100 is pure string. Okay, at this moment. So I'm passing name here. And then this method returns you integer type of data, which I can declare as a number. Perfect. So only by writing this statement, you will get integer number. And that number you can simple print or you can perform some arithmetic operation also. Remember, we'll be learning operators also, but basic operator is what? This is a arithmetic operator. Addition, if you wanted to do, you can use plus sign. But if I write plus with any number, suppose number plus 100 if I'm writing, absolutely what will be the result? Whenever this 100 before conversion, if I try to write something like this, sysout statement, name is equal to 100, what will be the output? What do you think? Name is equal to 100. Whenever you are writing plus operator along with the string, it will just perform concatenation. You will not get addition result. Means at this moment, if I write name plus 100, result will be what? Only merge previous 100 with this 100. But after conversion, when you try to add it, here you will get definite answer 200. Why? Because we have converted string data in the form of primitive, correct? And this primitive data, now whenever you perform arithmetic operation on that, you will get accurate result. And this is what we are learning. Got it? So the point is, just have a look. I'm taking the same example, suppose string, and initially I have declared suppose S1 is equal to 100. Okay. So at this moment, what is a S1? S1 is a string type, correct? 100 is a number, we know that number. But here it is declared in the form of string only. So if I just try to write, okay, S1 plus 100, guys, this will not print 200. This will just perform concatenation. So answer will be 100, 100. And let me show you this part first. So if I run this code, see I'm getting the result 100, 100. Okay. But I wanted to convert it in the form of primitive number. So for primitive, we have a wrapper class. Okay. So whenever you have a direct string data, first convert it in the form of primitive, and that is possible only with that same type. Means I will be using integer wrapper class. Then I'm having this method, which is very special method, parseInt method, where I'm passing that string data means S1, and this method will return me integer type of data. Just have a look. Return type is integer, which I can declare here. I can say this is my actual number. And after that, if I write number plus 100. Just have a look. Result is here definite 200 because we have converted original string data in the form of number, and now you are getting here accurate result. Are you getting my point? So any string data into primitive we are able to convert. What type of conversion it is? Again, I can say it is a object to primitive conversion because string is a class. So any string type of data is nothing but original object, and that we are able to convert in the form of primitive. Got it? Yes. This example clear? Now see this string. Suppose I'm writing S2 and here I'm having this number. Okay. What type of number it is? It is a decimal digit number means by default. Okay. If I don't add F over there, by default, any decimal number in Java will be double type. Correct? So at this moment, if I just write, just have a look. S2 plus 11.11. Can anybody tell me the result? Anybody tell me the result? Here what will happen? It will do addition or it will just do concatenation. Initially, it is a string type.
Concatenation.
Correct. It is a string type. So it will just do concatenation means answer will be something like this. 78.66 11.11. Are you getting my point? And you can see if I run this, what is the result? So I'm having this result, right? So I'm just getting concatenation. But I know this is a double type of data. I wanted to convert it. Absolutely, I will be using double wrapper class. Double dot, we have a same method, parse double, where you can pass string and return type is what? After colon, whatever it is, that is called return type. So see here, return type is double primitive. So I can use it. I can pass S2 to this. Then I will declare this is double type of data. Okay, suppose this is D1, right? And now if I write here, everyone, that D1 plus, 11.11, this will perform exact addition. So answer will be 89.77. Correct now? I will say 89.77. Let's run. So 11.11 we are adding and we got the same result, addition. So what is this? This is called string to primitive conversion. Most of the time in real time, we follow this pattern. Okay, so this is important to know. One more important scenario. Okay, so you can try for string to byte conversion, string to float conversion, right? Other data types you can try. But guys, let me explain one more interesting topic. Suppose I'm writing string S3 and inside the double quote, I'm writing, let's say R. Tell me, first of all, whatever I have hold in the double quote, what is that?
It's a string.
Yeah, that's a string. But if I declare only single character, means what it holds? Character,
Yeah.
right? When you say single character, means this is R which I am trying to hold as a character type. So is it possible? Can we convert any string type of data as a character type? Generally, we don't have any parsing technique. See, there is no use of addition because it is a char only. So if I just try to write something like this, just have a look. Character wrapper class as per the previous technique. We need to use character wrapper class. Okay. And then if I write parse, there is no parsing technique available. Parsing is exact conversion. But we don't have a parsing technique for character wrapper class. Why it is so? Guys, the reason behind this is technically string itself. Remember, string is collection of characters only. Are you getting my point? String is class in Java. That is the first reason. Okay. Collection of characters. And the second part is what? String is a class in Java. That is the first part. Okay. And that's the reason, guys. We are not able to directly convert. Okay. Let me write properly characters. And we are not able to like convert any string to character type. So string class itself, it has multiple method. Okay. Everything, whatever you store in the form of string, that will be collection of character only. And we have a separate method for that. So if you really wanted to simple convert, any string data in the form of primitive character, then we have this method, character at method, where you can pass index value, okay? And this will return you char type of data. And this is actually string class method. So now it is time to understand what is character at method. Let me explain first this topic. So the point is, what exactly I'm trying to explain. Suppose I'm writing this string s1, it is equal to hello. Okay. So technically what Java says, whatever you hold in the string, that is a collection of character. So as I told you, internal representation will be what? It is a character type of array. So S1 will hold as a array, and whatever character you can see, this is hold as a this particular single character L and then O. Okay. As I told you, every array holds data as per their index. So here comes 0, here come 1, 2,
Three.
3, and 4. Got it? So we have total 5 characters available, and 0 to 4, that is my index. But then what I wanted to do is I wanted to convert this string in the form of single character. I want any single character from this string. I want this E. Okay. Then guys, we don't have a wrapper class. Even we don't require it, because Java says this is a class, and this class by default collection of character. So better we provide you method. You use that method and you will get a character. So which method? They have provided us one method, character add. But any method, if you wanted to call from that class, you will be writing s1 dot directly that method, character add, where you are passing index value, not character. So which index value I should pass? If I wanted to fetch E, absolutely 1. I'm writing here 1, and this method returns me single character ch. And if I try to print ch, what the ch will be? Absolutely small e. Are you getting my point? So just remember, if you are working with single character, you want single character from that string, we don't need wrapper class, because string is itself collection of character. And that's the reason you need only this method, character at method, where you can pass index value, and this will return you single character. Means if I come back, I will just write here simple rule like s3 dot character at. See where I can pass a index. Now you tell me, I want R. What index I should pass here?
0.
Absolutely. So I'm just writing here 0, right? I don't need to ready for 1, 2, 3, 4, count something, right? So I'm just passing 0. See character at method, if you keep your mouse pointer, you will get this doc. And there you can see the type is character, single character. And so I can write char, and suppose I'm writing C2. So what this C2 it is? Now when you print C2, C2 will be single character only. So this is what I'll say string 2 char, okay, representation. And guys, if I print, absolutely you will see the same character R, because here you will not able to merge or concatenate. There is no use, right? This is primitive, and character is okay in Java. We can say it is a numeric pattern, right? So we can hold single character. It can hold any single number, in fact, or any number it can hold. In fact, it can hold anything, okay, as a special character also. So that's the reason. This is what the one more thing you need to remember. Okay, character at method, which is very special. So whenever you want any single character, that string you need to convert into character. But how? Only with the method. We don't need any wrapper class. Okay. So this is the fact. And this is how you will be able to do this conversion. But what if I'm having something as a primitive and I wanted to convert as a string? Possible? Yes. Guys, no problem. See, integer, I'm writing here, let's say b is equal to 90. Okay. So what type of data it is? If I ask you, it is a primitive. Okay, it's very straightforward. B is a number and it is a primitive type. So this is not an object. And if I try to perform some arithmetic operation, that is also possible, right? So b plus 100, if I simple perform, result will be 190. Correct now? So I'm just adding 100 to it. But at this moment, I wanted to convert in the form of string. Since whatever type you wanted to convert, that particular primitive data, declare that class. I want to convert in string now, then I will use string class. Do you remember what the method we have learned for primitive to object? Yeah, this is the primitive. And I wanted to convert as an integer type of object. Then I will be using which method? Value of method. Same method we are having under string class. When you say string dot, and if I just say value of, just have a look. You can pass any primitive boolean, character primitive, double, float, int, long, any type. If I pass here this method, value of, I'm passing B, and this will return me what? String type of data. So let me declare string S. And here guys, if you try to perform addition, it will not make addition, right? It will just do concatenation. So result will be 90, 100. Are you getting my point? So for any primitive to string, which is by default object only, so process remains same, we'll be using value of method. Are you understanding the topic? Tell me. Correct?
Yes,
So if
ma'am.
you can see, if I run this, I'm getting the same result. Got it? So you need to understand this part. Any primitive to object, if you are converting, generally we work with string. So this is how you will able to convert. So that's the reason in the previous example also I explained the same part. This is currently string, and so I need to convert it in the form of integer. There I use wrapper class parsing technique. I will pass the data, and this data will convert me with the accurate primitive. And then you can do whatever operation you wanted to do. But one more point I would like to explain. Fine. What we learn, string we will able to convert in the form of primitive. But guys, just have a look. Suppose I'm having this kind of string. 100 ABC, string only. Perfect. But is it a parsable integer? What do you think? At this moment, I'm having combination of type. Number along with character. 100 and ABC. I can't say it is a parsable, guys. The point is, whenever you apply parse method, there is a one more point which you need to remember. If your current data, it is not at all convertible type, means I can't convert direct ABC as a number. I can convert 100 as a primitive, that is sure. But ABC you can't convert directly as a number. So whenever you apply parseInt method, and if data is not a parsable integer, okay, suppose here also or here also, if data is not a parsable integer, in that case, what will happen? In that case, you will not able to run, okay, or you will not able to apply this method. It will throw you exception, guys. Immediately, you will get an exception here. So which exception? It is number format exception you will get in Java. Okay, so let me show you. If I open this documentation, they have written here. It parses the string into signed decimal integer. But if you scroll down, see, if string does not contain any parsable integer, you will get this method. I mean, this exception, number format exception. So the point is, whatever data you are trying to convert, that should be parsable, convertible. Okay, directly you will not able to convert into another type. So if it is not an integer, pure integer number, you will not able to convert. Let me show you. If I run this, it will never show you the result. It will show you just exception. Let me run as a Java application. Focus. See, immediately, which line executed? I got only concatenation C. 100 ABC 100. I'm getting concatenation. But immediately I return on line number 40, the exception is coming. And see, what is the exception? How to read this exception? Please have a look. Exception is available in the main, right? It is in the main process. And I mean in main method. And what is that? Java long. This is lang number format exception. This is your exception name. And this exception coming from the package java.lang. Okay. See, exception says that for input string 100 ABC, which is not a parsable integer. And you can see on which line it is coming. So line number is available here. Your class name, wrapper class demo, line number 40. So on this line number, you are having this exception, number format exception. So do remember that if data is not at all parsable, in that case, you will get an exception. Clear? So I'm adding that point here. If data is not parsable, you will get exception. And this is important. Okay, number format exception. And where exactly you will get that? Absolutely for parse method only. Correct? So make sure that whatever data you are writing, it should be convertible only. We can't convert mix of data. Okay, so I can convert any number, but I can't convert any mix of data. Okay, so at this moment, if data is this, you will get exception. If I run this code again I will get exception. Why? Because again here also I'm not having parsable double type of data. Correct? It is again mixed kind of data. So we are not able to convert. See, now the exceptions will be on line 51. Yes, you can see here. On line number 51, where we apply parse integer, I mean parse double method, where we are getting this number format exception for which input? So the input is 7866 ASP. Correct? For this data, I'm having this particular exception. So remember that whatever data you are writing as a string, it should be parsable, convertible. Then only you are able to do this kind of conversion. So is this point clear to all? So what you need to remember only for preparation for your interview, and this is again important in automation, just to remember whenever we talk about typecasting, three ways conversion possible: primitive to primitive, primitive to object, and object to primitive. Three ways conversion is possible. Suppose you are doing primitive to primitive two types: implicit, explicit. That is related to what? Any primitive type of data we can convert into other primitive data. So something you are converting integer to float, integer to double. So one type to another type. But whenever we talk about object to primitive and primitive to object, that is related to wrapper class. Means if I try to convert primitive to object, concept is we are using value of method. If you are trying to convert object to primitive, okay, object information in the form of primitive, so we have a specific type of method. Means if I'm having object integer, then I'm having int value method. If I'm having object as a double, I'm having simple double value method. But if your object is a string type, then use parse method. Clear? These are the 3 points which you need to remember. So rest of the part remains same. Any object to primitive conversion is possible, but that is only and only with the help of what? Parsable method. So practice this topic. Okay. Wrapper classes in Java. And this is very special. In collection, we'll be understanding again the beauty or use of this wrapper class. Okay. But this is the point which you need to understand. So here also we can see like just for examples, few parts are given, right? So whenever I follow this int value, means I'm actually converting what? Any integer data in the form of primitive. Okay. So object to primitive, I'm trying to convert. But if you are using some simple primitive, right? So we have a specific method. When it comes to the string type, so you have a string type of data, then you need parsable method. Okay. And then only you are able to convert. Suppose primitive data type you are trying to convert into object, then you can directly use value of method. Okay. And there everything is possible only with the help of wrapper class. So remember the rule and remember the method. Okay. Huh. So is there any question? Are you clear? How you can use wrapper class for any kind of object related conversion, primitive to object or object to primitive. And you need to practice this exam. Okay. So try this. All the programs, whatever I'm explaining to you, you can try with some other data type. So even I have covered here integer long. You can try with byte. Okay, you can try with float, any kind of double type of data, and just try to practice. Right? Now, guys, this all topics related to data type only. What is the next topic? It is related to keyword. Again, fundamental core topic of Java. Okay, so we are learning language basics. Keywords are what? Keywords are reserved words, guys. Reserved words which are held by that programming language. Rule is what? There are two rules for the keyword. Java support total 50 keyword. But Java says do not use keyword as a name of your variable, or do not use keyword as a name of your object. These keywords are reserved words you can use as per the topic, but you can't use as a name of variable or for these keywords as a name of object. Means only two rule you need to remember. Suppose I wanted to declare any, variable. So I'm writing suppose integer. And here I'm writing what? Double. Double is equal to, let's say 30. So guys, we know this is keyword, right? And generally in double what? These are the keywords only. So if you are writing keyword as a name for your variable, that is not allowed in Java. You can't write in this manner. You can take any other name, any your name also like you can declare, but don't take any keyword as a variable name. So I can't write integer new is equal to 30. No, wrong. Again, new is a keyword. Got it? So keyword, it is a special reserved word and we can't use those keyword as a name of variable. Now suppose I'm having class A and I wanted to create an object. Okay, so how we can create an object for a class? We will write A1, it is equal to new and the constructor. Correct na? This is the right way to create your object. Here you can take any name. You can write your name, doesn't matter. But if I'm writing something like this, A, if is equal to new, and A constructor. Wrong representation. Why? Because I'm using keyword here. If is a keyword, right? So we can't take any keyword as a name of variable or as a name of object. That's the rule. So here comes the main part. Now this is a table where you can see all the special keywords with Java support and total 50 keyword Java support. But what's the rule? We cannot use keyword as a name of variable or name of object. But guys, one more point. Out of these keyword, few keywords we are learning in depth. Okay, means there are some special keywords. So let me list out those keywords. First, you need to understand very well what is the purpose of this keyword. Second is static. So we have already discussed static keyword. Static keyword plays very important role in Java. For proper memory management, we use static. And if you remember, we have static variable, we have static method, and in fact, we have static block, which we have already covered. Correct? So this keyword, static keyword, return keyword, you need to understand abstract keyword. Okay? And okay, return, abstract, static, this keyword. And there is a one more special keyword I will be covering, which is important to know. Okay. So let me just remember. Okay. Remind it like this is fine. Static is fine. Return is fine. Abstract. Okay. Rest of the keyword will be learning as per the topic. But there is a one more keyword which plays, yeah, final. Yes. This is very special. Okay. So people will ask you lot of questions on final keyword. So we'll be learning all these keywords in the depth. Okay. So we have just talked about so far static. But what is this keyword use? There are multiple uses of this keyword. How the return and where exactly you will use return keyword. What is abstract keyword? And that is again very much important, which will help you for your, abstraction part. But how exactly this keyword is very special, we will talk. And in fact, purpose of final keyword. Okay. And actually there is a one more super. Yes. Lot of interview questions will be there on this keyword. So we'll be learning this keyword as per the topic. Means let me help you. Whenever I will cover constructor, okay, I will explain you what is the purpose of this keyword. We will talk about methods, okay? More detail about the method. We discuss only type now. We will understand more information about the method, like how we can call any method. In fact, what are the different ways to call any method? Okay. In fact, parameter passing means what, right? So at that time, I will cover this return keyword. At the time of data abstraction, I will explain you what is the purpose of abstract keyword. And these two keyword you will learn at the time of inheritance principle. So whenever I'm covering inheritance, I will be explaining you what is the purpose of super and what is the purpose of final keyword. But remember for now, Java support total 50 reserved words. And as per the rule, reserved words you cannot use as a name of variable or any name of object. Clear? So for today, these are the topics which we have covered. Tomorrow we will continue with the operator part. Okay. So once this part are completed, right, then our core topic will be completed like language basics. And then we will talk about the important topic like what is method, what is constructor, and then we will have a control flow statement, right? Fine. So again, just prepare. I will share some questions related to data conversion. Try those questions. Okay. Give me some time. I will share you some assignments on the data type conversion and then you can try those assignments. Okay. And tomorrow we will continue with the operator topic. Yeah. Fine. That's okay. That's all for today. And we will continue remaining topics again tomorrow. Chalo. If you have any question, please ask. Whatever we discussed today, it is clear. Huh. If you have any question, you can ask. So far, all good? No questions? Fine. Okay. No worries. Just practice. And if you have anything, please ask. Fine. Chalo, let's stop the session. Bye bye, everyone. Take care. Have a nice day. We will continue tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Thank you.